Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In this very nice occasion, I would like to explain my research with the title "The Effectiveness of Using Spelling Bee Game in Improving Students' Pronunciation." We all know that the main aim of language is word communication, and one way of communication is through speaking. And here, uh, one of the important aspect in speaking is pronunciation. There is a research which was conducted by Eva Rosita that there were 43.6% of Indonesian teachers who had low speaking quality than needed for their speaking training. So the teacher will impact the students indirectly. The teacher quality, the teacher quality will impact to the students quality of speaking skill, of course. And beside that, in Quran Surah Al-Qasas verse 34, there say that pronunciation or fluency is really important in speaking, so that the audiences could get our point clearly. Here, also said in other words, this verse also shows that pronunciation is really important in speaking, because mispronunciation could make misunderstanding to the audiences, so that the audiences could not get our point clearly. And John Kensworthy in 2002 mentioned that motivation and concern for good pronunciation are two important factors affecting students' pronunciation. So, from my observation all along, that the teachers teaches pronunciation implicitly, and also they also teach in the same way, or we can say that there is no any new method in teaching pronunciation, so that teaching pronunciation is not interest anymore. And that's why I am, as a writer, want to make this research, because I think that there is no any new method in teaching pronunciation, so that the students will not interested in it. So hopefully that by this research we can see the effectiveness of spelling bee game in improving students' pronunciation, so that the student will be more interested and more motivated in learning pronunciation. And here the research question is only one, that is, how is the effectiveness of spelling bee game in improving students' pronunciation? And the objective study is to explain the effectiveness of spelling bee game in improving students' pronunciation. Here, the pedagogical significance for the first is theoretical significances. The result of this research expected to be a reference or evaluation to improve the students' ability of pronunciation. And the practical significance for the students, it is expected that the students can be motivated to improve their pronunciation and learn English more. For the English teachers, it is expected that the study can be a reference in English teaching and learning process, especially in improving students' pronunciation. And for the next researcher, I expect that this research can be referenced to other researchers to do research or another research in the future. And for general reader, that the research may be useful for to enrich the reader's knowledge. Here, the previous research, there are five. Actually, it's really rare to find. It's really difficult to find the previous research who has similar title. Yeah. Here, for the first, is a positive impact of the teacher spelling to improve pronunciation in English, written by Joan David Ertavara in 2017. The result is pronunciation has been interrupted by the incorrect way of understanding English if you do not have a morphological study of words. And then the teaching English procedure has different processes like the cognitive levels or comprehension and the ways to retain information. For this research, for this reason, the teaching English strategy of using spelling is the best way to develop pronunciation skill. There are many authors who agree with that idea that there is a close relationship between spelling and pronunciation. Because the spelling seems to be an optimum skill for the students in their learning of English because it seeks to improve the structure of the language and may focus on increasing the pronunciation. So from the previous research, it can found that there is a close relation between spelling and pronunciation, but unfortunately the author didn't give a specific program or specific way to improve a student's pronunciation, especially in a funny way. And the second one is EFL teachers' cognitions about pronunciation in Cyprus. It was written by Georges P. George in 2018. That there the result is there is a frequent usage of pronunciation activities in EFL class, and also the important implications were made in order to enhance the teaching of pronunciation in Greek Cypriot EFL classroom. But unfortunately, for the practical reasons, the study investigated only few cognition challenge and practice there. Because the study showed the only view challenges and practice is in EFL class, and the previous research and this research didn't give any alternative or any solution of it. So here I would like to make a new game which can be used in teaching pronunciation. So here the reason why I use the game because it will be increase students' motivation, and it can make a challenge so that students can challenge in doing this game. In learning pronunciation by through this game. And the third is enhancing pronunciation teaching in the territory of EFL classroom. It is a Vietnam study, in Vietnam's case study, written by Nguyen Tan Loc in 2019. The result shows that pronunciation was almost completely neglected in teaching materials and curriculum documents. However, there was an incongruence between the teachers and students' preferences and beliefs about pronunciation teaching. The teacher believes that error correction through request or prompt was effective, but students says it didn't, and the students want more funny ways or wanna interesting ways in teaching pronunciation. Because of that, and the fourth purpose research is under the title "The Effectiveness of Social Media Network Telegram in Teaching English Language Pronunciation to Iranian EFL Learners," conducted by Ismail Sadobandi in 2017. The result is The study cites that uh, it was narrowly concerned with teaching correct pronunciation of commonly mispronounced English words using social media networks, and it didn't include any aspect of pronunciation which such as segmental and supersegmental features, which seems to be more relevant in current emphasis of the teaching pronunciation. So that's why from this study we can see that spelling became can fill the gap of the study, because spelling bee game can avoid learners' fear of his classmates' rejection, because spelling bee game is a game so that all of the participants will be challenged to have a better pronunciation. The second one is the learners can get the correct pronunciation when they mispronounce the words. And the next reason is the words in spelling became or pronounced orally, so that it will practice the other aspect of pronunciation, such as segmental and suprasegmental features. And the last one is spelling acquisition effects of pronouncing words on memory for their spellings, written by Sardigna in 2009. Yeah, the study shows there is a close relation between pronunciation and the spelling, because because the advantage of careful pronunciation was especially great among long ability spellers in their memory for letters performing a sound symbolizing function to careful pronunciation, but not in a normal pronunciation and silent letters. That's the factor found to contribute the improvement of their entire proficiency level with thinking and others. And because the study provide evidences that spelling acquisition suggests the process of pronouncing letter establish the letter as the sound symbols in lexical memory, so the writer would like to do further research about one way of spelling that is using spelling became in improving students' pronunciation. Here are the research hypothesis. H0 that spelling bee game is an effective way to teach students pronunciation, and the H1 spelling bee game is one effective way to teaching students pronunciation. Here are the chapter 2 the literature review. The English pronunciation. First one is English pronunciation. Speaking is one of the four important skills in English. Speaking means deliver words or information orally, and Abdul Fattah Turki in 2006 defined speaking as a two-way process including a true communication of opinions, information, or emotion. And there are two main characters of speaking, that is fluency and accuracy. To get those characters, students must be able to master grammatical structure and also the pronunciation of English. And the second one is spelling. The history of English spelling begins with the origin of English in British for about 1,500 years ago, and this long history has led to many oddities of English spellings. The factors that have caused in complexity between sounds and spelling in English language. The first factor is that the pronunciation of English has changed over last 500 years, and the second one is thousands of words English has taken from other languages such as India, Latin, and also Greek. So spelling in language, spelling is a choice and arrangement of letters that form words. And according to Oxford Dictionary, spelling is a process or activity of writing or naming letter of words. Okay. And the third one is a spelling bee game. A spelling bee game will used in this research. That spelling bee game is kind of game where the participants compete each other, which the winner will be the one who can spell a given word correctly, and for somebody who spell the given word wrongly will be eliminated. Okay, spelling bee game is also called spell down. It has been part of American culture for a long time, and nowadays that spelling bee game also used in Indonesia to do like a fun English teaching and learning. Let's go into the chapter 3 of the third chapter about the research methodology. Here, the research design. This study is quantitative experimental study. Since it began with the intention to explore a particular area, collect data that is from observation of the test, and also generates idea and hypothesis from the data largely. Source of data or the participant setting. Actually, this is not my fixed participant. I may change it. The participant, but here I will use 25 students of grade 7 of Sechang 1 Junior High School, where that are taken from the observation and also from documentation, and also I'm doing test before and after conducting this research, or in other words, I will conduct the t-test. Well, the sample it would be 25 students of grade 7 Sechang 1 Junior High School who already learned English alphabet and spelling, and that will be taken by a simple random sampling. And the researcher only take some student randomly from class, because in a class the students English ability is varying. And here the dependent variable is variable which is influenced by independent variable. So here the dependent variable in this study is the student's pronunciation, and the independent variable of the study is spelling bee game. Well, the method of collecting data. The data will be collected from documentation when we'll have observation, and besides that, to measure the students' pronunciation quality, the researcher used pre and post test or t-test. The researcher will have a list of some words, and the students asked to pronounce it, and the pronunciation or the student's pronunciation will be recorded so that the researcher could see is it right or not. We can see the quality of the student's pronunciation through that recording. And the instrument, the first one is an observation guide. The observation is proper to be used in this research since it relates with learning process, that is the use of spelling bee game. The researcher will be a passive participant in which the researcher come to see the use of spelling bee game in learning process, but doesn't get involved in the activity. So, and the second instrument the study will be process as follow. You can see on my proposal, which already shared on the group, that I make a story and I underline some words so that the students can read the story carefully and then record it, and I will um, what is it? I will say the underlined word. Okay. And there is a scoring guide. This is about pronunciation, so the aspect is only about pronunciation, of course. And the method of analyzing the data, because the study is quantitative approach, so the study will use static descriptive to analyze the data. It means that the data collection or the condition of or effect of something will be described simply so that can give me the information of the data collection. And the procedure and the timeline for the first is administering pre-test to know pronunciation ability of students before the implementation of spelling began. And second one is applying the treatment in improving pronunciation of the students by applying the spelling bee game in English learning process. And the third one and the last one is administering a post-test in order to measure the improvement or progress of the students' pronunciation after applying spelling bee game in English teaching and learning activity. And I think to measure that is the pronunciation right or not, it is good or not, is I use Oxford dictionary to see how is the right pronunciation, or my standard in pronunciation is Oxford dictionary. That's all from me. I think, and thank you for watching. I believe that there's some weakness in my research or some suggestion. I really need some suggestion to make this research better. So don't forget to say deliver your suggestion to me in order to have better research. Okay, thank you all. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.